Hello ladies, welcome to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am excited as always for you to be here. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, I am excited to see you again. Today we are speaking about how to raise your value. And the tips that we will discuss in today's video are relevant regardless on which stage of your feminine journey you are in. Some people are at the beginner stage and other people have a lot more experience, and these tips will be more reminders for them. So regardless of what stage you're on, it's still relevant to you, and I hope that you're able to incorporate these tips because they will just raise your value, and that is exactly what we want. So the first point is to raise your energy. And I wanted to start with this because your energy speaks volumes and its importance cannot be underestimated. A lot of times, energy is what people receive more, and that is what allows you to connect with people on a deeper level more than your words. If you think about it, sometimes people may be saying something with a smile, they're saying something with kindness, but they have this wall or they have this energy that just puts you off, or they have this energy that makes you not believe their words. There is a power in energy, and when you start to come from an authentic, warm, healed, feminine, soft energy, that is what will raise your value in people's eyes, because these are the things that make people connect with you. These are the things that people want, and that warm energy is what draws people in and what makes you magnetic. So if for some reason you're someone who's struggling to connect with people and you're putting out this smile, you're being as kind as you can, and yet you're still not getting the results that you want, take some time to evaluate your energy. What energy are you putting out there? Because your energy is more important than your words. As we spoke of earlier, it does not matter what you're saying, whether you're saying it with a smile. If people are getting this closed off, this unauthentic energy coming from you, that is what people will believe over the words that you are saying. And also, a negative energy is so costly. A lot of times we are not aware of how negative the energy we have. A lot of times we are not aware of the consequences of the negative energy that we have until it is too late. I do not want this for you, because this is how you find yourself getting dumped out of the blue. Your partner is not connecting with you the way you want them to connect with you. Your friendships are not as deep as they can be. And when it comes to your energy in dating and relationships, it is so important. Men can pick your energy up so quickly, and this is just my input, but I think it's because they have to be able to pick on what woman they can approach and what woman they cannot approach. So they have to study energies. They have to be able to identify if this woman will be aggressive, if this woman is worth approaching, and all these other things. Again, I'm not a man, so this is just my thought process, but it is an important example of how your energy matters, because somebody is watching you from across the room. They are judging you and trying to determine if you are worth speaking to, and you will not bite their head off, you will not be mean in all of this, or it will not be a waste of time approaching you. And in your relationships, speaking of romantic relationships, you do not want to be the person that's carrying negative energy all the time. It gets exhausting, it gets draining, and it will cost you your relationship, especially if this is someone that you care about. Sometimes your partner may not communicate to you that they are tolerating this negative energy that's coming from you. Secretly, he may be fed up of it, but he's tolerating you, and men have a lot of patience. Do not underestimate the patience that men have. They will be tolerating this energy they're not enjoying or liking. They will still be sleeping with you, and the relationship will seem like it's going okay, when in reality, deep down, he is unhappy. And the moment that he meets another woman that has a better attitude, she's in her divine feminine energy, she is more positive and all these things, he is going there. He is looking there. His attention is going there. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it is right. However, I am saying be aware. Being in your divine feminine energy speaks volumes. It is so attractive and so magnetic, and men are drawn to women who are in their feminine energy, women who have a positive energy that's radiating from them from the inside out. And this is why it's so important that you are healing, releasing burdens, and showing up as your best authentic self. Do not ignore how you're feeling. Heal, speak up where you need to, but be sure that you're not just carrying and walking around with a bad attitude, toxic energy, and just being this negative person, even though you may not be saying it, but your energy is negative. It's draining, it's exhausting, and it will cost you more than you realize. And having a positive energy is not only on relationships, it's applicable to everything in life. And this is applicable to your friendships, it's applicable to the relationships you have with your family members, your coworkers, all these things. Your energy affects so much, and it's important that we start to raise it and start to lead with good energy. That is what should be radiating from you, and not the negative energies, the wounds, the things that you have buried and hidden in that rug where you throw everything that you do not want to face, the grieving that you're hiding, and all these other negative things that you probably need to release. Do the work to release them so that you can free your energy up, and so that you can have this beautiful energy that is radiating with you. And also from your own point, it's not coming off forced, because that is draining and exhausting for you as well. So there are 2 ways to raise your energy that we'll discuss in today's video. The first way is to do a body scan. Always check in with yourself several times a day. This is how you will be able to control your energy, because you will be aware of how you are showing up in this moment. So your body scan will look like you taking a moment to just breathe in and ask yourself, what am I feeling? How am I showing up? Where am I tense in my body? And then ask yourself why. Because if you're feeling tense, maybe because of what you're thinking about, that's a moment for you to change your thoughts and think of something more uplifting. If maybe your body scan reveals that you're physically uncomfortable, maybe because of something you ate or something you're wearing, that's a moment to take notes of what your body likes and what your body does not like. And then also, when you're doing this body scan, maybe if you're talking to someone, just ask yourself how you feel with this person that's in front of you, the energy that they're giving you, the words that they're saying, how they are showing up towards you. If you're feeling uncomfortable for some reason, their energy is making you uncomfortable, take note of that, and then later on reflect on why. Maybe it's you that's triggered from a past trauma, and it's not necessarily that this person is doing something that's making you uncomfortable, but you're just triggered because of something from your past. Or maybe they are in fact doing something that's making you uncomfortable for whatever reason. This is how you'll be able to determine which people you can keep in your life and which people you should not keep in your life. But it's coming from a genuine, authentic place, and not from shallow reasons like, I'm jealous of her, so I don't want her in my life, and just all these other shallow reasons. Instead, you're doing a true body scan, and then you're reflecting and making decisions based on that. And with this body scan also, why I love it and why it's important for this point is that if for some reason you're just off for whatever reason, it allows you the opportunity to work on your energy and start to show up in ways that are helpful to you, in ways that are beneficial to you, and not in ways that will cost you because you're showing and giving negative energy. So if your body scan reveals that in this moment I'm feeling closed off, guarded, I have my walls up, this is time for you to say, okay, let me be more open, because this is not the energy I want to give. When you're more open, this is what will allow people to approach you. This is what will allow you to give the softness and the warmth that you already have, because you've dropped your walls, you've dropped whatever is making you guarded, and you've shifted your body language, your mindset, and your energy in a positive way. And this is what will make you open, and this is what will allow people to receive that openness that's coming from you. They'll receive that warmth, that beautiful feminine energy that you have, versus keeping it closed off because you're not doing a body scan, and you may not even be aware that you're showing up in this way. So do the body scan frequently and as many times as you can, and then adjust accordingly. And then the second way to raise your energy is to do an internal release and add gratitude into your life. So with the internal release, at the end of the day, emotionally dump into your journal, write down what you've experienced, write down the things you need to let go of, forgive the people you need to forgive that may have treated you in not so nice ways throughout the day. Release them, forgive them, so that you are not carrying that energy. Instead, you are freeing yourself from negative, toxic things, and you're not holding on to them. So I'll always speak on journaling, because journaling has such a power. It is so therapeutic. It is so healing. It's a simple thing that has tremendous results and that heals you so massively. So buy a notebook, buy a journal, beautify it if you want to. However, always release at the end of the day, release into your journal. Some people will get the voice app on their phone, they'll verbally journal and then delete that voice note. So that's another option. But the point is that you should be releasing at the end of each day, especially if you experience something heavy, you went through a not so nice experience or whatever it is. Release it when it happens, and then release it again at the end of the day before you go to bed. You should go to bed with freed up energy. You should go to bed vibrating high as much as you can. You are in control of this, and this is a simple way to do it. And then after you've released, always end with gratitude. Always ask yourself, what are 3 things you are grateful for that happened today? This is what will raise your vibration. It will raise your energy. And when you're operating from a gratitude, I am very blessed and highly abundant mindset and belief system, this will naturally raise your energy. And those are the things that will make you beautiful because it's coming from the inside out. Always remember to release negative feelings in ways that will not cost you. Do not go emotionally dump on your children, on your partner, on your husband, on your family members. You're just being mean and having an attitude and all this aggressive energy towards people who have nothing to do with what you experienced during the day. Journal, do a voice note, scream to remove it out of your body, cry, do whatever you need to do to release in healthy ways that will not cost you, so that you have this high divine vibrating energy, so that you have this high vibration and divine feminine energy that people want to be around. Regardless of what you've gone through, it's not an excuse to mistreat people. So watch your energy, because as we mentioned, negative energy will cost you more than you realize. But somebody with high energy is someone that is sought after. It's someone that people want to be around. They are magnetic, and people just want to care for these type of people. So be sure that you are that woman and do the 2 things we discussed: the body scan, and then raise your energy, and then release any negative feelings, and then express gratitude. One more thing that I want to say about the energy, it's another tip. If you're just in the heat of the moment and something is happening, when you have a moment to catch your breath, or even in the heat of the moment, to compose yourself, just ask yourself, what can I be grateful for in this moment? Especially if it's something where you're feeling hopeless or whatever, just ask yourself, what can I be grateful for in this moment? What's a positive thing that's existing in this moment? What's a blessing about this that I can focus on? That will help you in the heat of the moment, because it forces you to focus on the positive rather than focusing on the negative and growing that negative even bigger and worse than it should be. The second tip is to level up. And why I wanted to add this point is because when you get on the journey of leveling up, it forces you to start to question your decisions, question your mindsets, question your belief systems, and all these other things that you are doing, because you start to reflect on why you are here where you do not want to be, why you are not thriving in the ways that you should be and that you deserve to be. You will start to reflect on the ways that you are holding yourself back and blocking your own blessings. Making the decision to level up is so powerful, because you start to pay attention to your excuses, the things you're tolerating that you should not be tolerating, the areas in your life where you are settling and pretending to be happy, and all these other things that are not working out for you. I always repeat it. Every decision you have made in your life has led you to where you are today. If you are not happy with where you are today, it's time to start showing up differently. It's time to start making decisions that will lead you to where you want to be, and then start doing the work to become the person you want to become and to have the life that you want to have. Nothing is impossible for you. If one person is able to do it, you are able to do it. That person is not more special than you. That person does not have any other special things. That person is not more special than you. They simply made the decision to go after what they wanted, to start making the decisions that led them to be where they are today. And that is why they have what they have. You can also make the decision and then start to do the things that lead you to get there. From now on, after you've decided to level up, from this moment on, your routines should reflect the life that you want. Your decisions should reflect the life that you want, to bring you closer to your vision board and to bring you to the life that you want. There is no reason to be remaining unhappy, unhealthy, staying with traumas and allowing those traumas to continue to ruin your life. And there's no reason to be settling and tolerating less than you deserve. In today's time, the blessing of living in today's time, there are too many options that we should not be living like this. If you are unhappy, remove the things that are making you unhappy and go where you will be happy. If you are unhealthy, stop making the decisions that are keeping you unhealthy. There are too many options to be healthy. There are too many healthy food options that exist. There are too many styles of working out that exist. There are too many things that you can do to have a healthy mindset, and there are too many resources out there to stop you from living in a traumatized state that is ruining your life. The options exist and the time exists. You have 24 hours. Reflect where you are not using your time effectively and then start to change that, because it does not make sense to watch TV for 8 hours in a day and then not dedicate 1 hour to moving your body and doing something that gives you health, or actually watching content that helps you become a better person and achieve the life that you want. Stop negotiating with the part of you that wants to keep you stuck, the part of you that wants you in a comfort zone, and also stop believing the excuses and the limiting beliefs that are existing within you. What do you have to lose by going after what you want? Even if you don't succeed the first time, try again. You're better off trying than not trying at all and then living a life that you regret and a life that you are not happy living. Life is too short, life is too beautiful to be settling and tolerating less than you deserve. Make the decision and then start to show up that way. And this brings us to the next point, which is to accept facts and not fantasies. So with this point, we are not believing in people's potential. Instead, we are believing in the facts about them. And this means we are believing their actions. We are not going to waste any more of our time or our energy waiting for someone to change. That is such a big waste of your time and energy, and it's in a way trying to control somebody. Because while you are believing in this potential and waiting for this potential thing to happen, you may be doing things to manipulate it so that it happens quicker. You may be saying things to kind of convince this person, or sometimes just even being overly controlling of that person. When a friend shows you who she really is, believe her instead of the potential or the fantasy. When your partner shows you who he really is, believe him and not the fantasy version of them that you want. Believe people's actions more than the words they're telling you and more than what you are telling yourself about them. Because when you have this mindset, the decisions you make will be based on facts. The way you carry yourself will be based on facts. And this will not only elevate you, but people will have respect for you because they will say she makes decisions based on facts. She makes decisions that are accurate because she's paying attention to the facts and looking at the full picture based on facts, not on wishing, not on potential, and not on fantasies. This will save you years from being with a man who's not ready to give you the commitment that you want because you're seeing potential rather than seeing the facts of who he is today. It will save you from being in awkward situations with friends because you know who they are and you're removing yourself based on who they are and not what you wish they were. You do not want to be with friends who are taking you in low vibration spaces, people who don't care about their reputation or how they're showing up, and just people who are not adding to your value or elevating you. Always believe the facts of what people are showing you about themselves, who they are today. Believe those facts. And then another thing I want to mention on facts, this is more in regards to you. Believe the facts about you and not the lies about you. So don't believe the limiting beliefs. Don't believe the traumas that are leading you to ruin your life. Don't believe the lies that your traumas are trying to make you believe about yourself. And don't believe the lies other people may be saying about you. Believe the facts about you. You know yourself better than anybody, and God has already revealed who you are. Read the Bible and start to believe who God says you are. See yourself through God's eyes. This is how you build on your self-love. This is how you build on your self-value and your self-worth, because you are believing the facts of who you are. Only one person's words and opinions matter about you, and that is God. And what he says about you is the truth of who you are. So any lies that you may have about yourself, start to remove them. They are not facts, and we are no longer entertaining those thoughts. Change the self-talk that's going on within you to reflect the truth about you, the facts about you, the biblical truth about who you are, and not the voices of trauma, the voices of negative, toxic people, the voices of people who didn't love you. the voices of your wounds and all these things, we are not believing in those anymore. And the best way to remove any lies that you previously believed about you is to use biblical affirmations. Repeat these affirmations frequently. The moment that lie pops up in your mind, correct it with the truth, the biblical affirmation, and that is how you erase it, because you're replacing it with the truth and you're not leaving an empty space for that to come back. This is how you end toxic habits, remove them, and then replace them. And then another thing I want to mention on accepting facts and not fantasies is to put a period on the past and move on. We are no longer fantasizing about the past, whether it's good or bad. We are living in the present moment because this is where we are. We are in the present. The present is a gift. We are no longer living in the past or living in a future that is not yet here. What you do today affects your future, so be here, be present. Any traumas from the past, put a period on it and then move on. Heal and move on. Get the lesson you were meant to get from that experience. Show up healed, and as we spoke of in the first point, in your divine feminine energy that is raised and not the toxic energy from what you experienced in the past. And this brings us to the next point, which is to have routines that promote progress. For you to raise your value, you have to have intention and purpose with each day. Do not waste another day just doing nothing and achieving and accomplishing nothing in a day. We are not doing that anymore. That will only lead to us having a life we do not want. It will lead to us being stuck where we do not want to be. And you won't even feel good about yourself when you're not accomplishing anything in a day. When you are wasting your time and your energy, you will not feel good about yourself. So we are moving with intention. We are having purpose with each day. We are having goals that we are meeting for a specific day so that we are intentionally progressing to achieve the life we want and to become the woman that we want to be. So we spoke of this in the second point, but when you know what you being a high value woman looks like, when you know what you living your dream life looks like, when you visualized it and pictured it, be sure that your routines are leading you to achieve exactly what you want. Be sure that you are making decisions that are getting you closer, because each decision you make, no matter how small, will either get you closer or it will get you far away from what it is that you want. And this is why it's important that you have routines, you have structure, you are being disciplined and consistent, because that is how you will get the things that you deserve, and that is how you will not have a life that you hate. And one more thing that I want to mention on this point is to not reward yourself for not achieving anything. This means you're not going to do things like, oh, I deserve shopping because I had a stressful day, or I'm going to sit on this couch and watch TV, when all you achieved was the basic and the bare minimum. You reward yourself for having achieved things that are getting you closer to your goals. So if you're working on a healthier body, make sure that you work out, and whatever workout means to you, always pick an activity that you enjoy, because that is how it will stick. But after you've done your workout or you've moved your body, then yes, you deserve to sit and enjoy watching TV. But when you start to think of these treats in life as a reward system, this is what will help you not overindulge, and this is what will keep you structured, because you know that you're doing this thing because you earned it, and not I'm just doing this thing just because. You're not going to go shopping just because I had a hard day. Instead, you say, I achieved ABC thing. I deserve to treat myself. This is my reward for the progress I have made. That is what will keep you progressing in life, rather than overindulging and living in a state of gratification that you have not earned. I love this point because it promotes balance. You're making progress, but you're also treating yourself for the progress that you have made. You're not just focused on work, and then you burn out. Instead, there's a beautiful balance of I work and then I reward, I indulge in pleasure. And that is a form of resetting. That is a form of, getting my energy levels back up. and it's also a form of self-care. So it's a beautiful balance. And use this tip if you are someone who's trying to get out of the gratification behavior, because that will help you and that will help you progress as well. And this brings us to the final point that we will discuss in this video, and that is to embody your high value. So with this point, I wanted to emphasize the importance of putting things into practice. Sometimes when you are learning and gaining wisdom and doing all these things, it's easy to just stay in a routine of being a student where you're learning and learning and learning and then not putting what you're learning into practice and not taking action because you're just in a cycle of learning. It's a good thing, don't get me wrong. Learning is good. You will always be a student. However, it becomes a problem when that starts to be a comfort zone. When you start to feel like you're making progress because I know something new, but it's just sitting in your mind. It's not being put into practice. It's not being put into action. It's like moving, but not really moving, if that makes sense. So challenge yourself to embody these lessons that you're learning. Challenge yourself to show up as the high value woman that you are. And why this is important is that sometimes when you think you know something, it's different when you know it versus putting it into practice. Sometimes things sound so simple, they sound so easy to do until you actually have to do it, until you actually have to show up and try to be as good as you can be in this thing, until you actually have to change the habit and show up in a new version of you. It's so difficult, and when you start to embody, it will allow you to take the change to another level where you're able to see how you can make it authentically you, how you can show up in this different version in an authentic way where it's just coming off effortlessly and naturally, where if something doesn't go as planned, you can easily bounce back. That comes with practice. Confidence will come with practice and repetition. And also, sometimes what you have in theory may not apply to you. You will not know that until you're actually doing it, because it may make sense while you're learning it, but when you're putting it into practice, you start to realize that this actually does not work for me. This actually does not fit me in my world the way I thought it did. And other times, you'll be able to pick on what level you are on. You'll be able to see, I'm strong in this, but I'm not as strong in this. I need more practice in this area. Embodiment and putting things into practice is so important. And I'm speaking to myself on this point because I'm someone who loves the process of learning that sometimes I forget to embody. So I'm speaking to myself as well, but embody because it's so important. It's the quickest way for that transformation to be true and deep, because you're putting it into practice and then you're gaining more confidence the more that you do it. And one more thing that I want to mention on this point of embodying the high value version of you or the life that you're trying to build, do not seek perfection. Start alone, start messy, start not perfect. Start where you are today. The important thing is that you start, because if you are sitting in your excuses, if you are believing your limiting beliefs, you will only be stuck where you are. You will only convince yourself to settle and not move forward. And there is nothing more painful than living a life that you do not deserve to be living. So start where you are. It does not matter whether it's not perfect, you don't have all the information, you are not confident, you are alone, it's messy and not perfect. Just start. You will perfect it along the way. It will get better along the way. You will get wisdom as you grow and as you keep going. Everybody in life started somewhere. Everybody in life was a beginner. People did not just start where they are. They had to start somewhere. This is your somewhere. Just start, because the fact is, where you are today and where you are going and what you achieve is what will make your story so beautiful, so empowering, and so motivating to other people. People will say she started in this messy season, she started in this imperfect place, and look where she is today. That is what adds to your beauty. So do not believe the excuses of where you are today, and do not believe the lies that are easy to believe because of where you are today. Keep going, just start, and you'll be so proud of yourself for where you're going, and your story will be a testament for somebody out there. So that is everything that I had for you in today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed today's discussion, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.